the Football Terrace. It's that Arsenal show with me, Adam Charles from the Fifth Official. Please make sure you go subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at TFO Show. I'm joined today by a very, very special panel. We've got Sam, who is keen to get rivals back at any given moment. He just wants to give it to them anytime he can. We've also got Kesh, a level-headed Arsenal fan. We've also got Igal. We already know that Igal is super, 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 super positive. And we have a special guest from the Gold Diggers podcast. We have Sam. How are you all doing?
I'm good, man. I'm
good.
I'm doing well, man. I'm good.
Excellent, excellent. Viewers, please make sure you like this video. Please comment on this video. Please subscribe to the channel. And make sure you, please smash that like button. Also, if you want your comment read out, ensure that it's a super chat, and we'll make sure that we get that done. But the first thing we're going to do is talk about Aubameyang. And talk about the fact that he seems like he could be a swindler or a finesser or a I don't even know, a thief, dare I say, because as soon as he's got this contract, he hasn't been performing, and I've got to ask why. I have to ask why, guys.
I'll start. Really, you can't really blame Aubameyang when he hasn't been played in the system and his best position. What we need to do as a team is play to the player's strengths, and we haven't been playing to it. I mean, playing up on the left to accommodate winning, I think it's a joke, and that's why it cost us the game on Saturday. City were there for the taking, and I'm so disappointed. Mikel Arteta, it was questionable. He was moving a little bit mad with Willian up front, and moving a little bit mad with Willian up front, and if Abba was playing, when we stitched up in the final 5 minutes of the first half, where we've got so many chances, the Saka shot, the Aubameyang shot, and then the Gabriel penalty incident, which I think was a penalty, it's a disgrace. Not even using VAR. But we all know Aubameyang's not to blame, and we're still 4 games in, 5 games into the season, so he's still got 33 more times to prove us wrong.
Listen, it goes as simple as this. The past 2 seasons with Aubameyang, we were creating a lot more chances. Let's be honest. With Aubameyang was getting a lot more chances. He was getting a lot more service. Even Aaron Ramsey, you could say, was giving him more service than what we have now. We were getting service from Ozil, even though he was not playing at the level that we were supposed to be getting. He had a lot more service. And if he had the service that we had a couple of years ago, this team would be amazing. Because if you think about it, Giroud, the service that Giroud had with Alexis Sanchez, Ozil, Santi Cazorla, we don't have that creativity in the team no more. This team lacks so much creativity, it's a joke. We've turned defensive, and I like that because we have to play the way we can play. We have to get results however we can get results. And at the end of the day, if you're getting on his back because he hasn't scored more than 1 goal, he got 1 assist, he created that goal that at Southampton, one of those goals that we scored at Southampton. I mean, why am I saying Southampton? I mean, Sheffield United, the game the home game, he did create one of those goals. So that's 3 goal contributions that he led to this season so far. So we got to kind of calm down and relax.
No. Okay, cool. I'm glad it's not just me that thinks that we don't have to. Sam, talk to me. What are we saying? Is Aubameyang a finesse?
Listen, yeah, okay. As you were right in saying, he swindled us somehow because he's given us assists, he's given us big chances. Whoop-de-doo. Your position is to score. Why are you not scoring? Like, that's literally your job, and he's not doing it. I get it. He's not getting too much service, I understand. And the fact that Willian is playing this false 9 business, being up front, that needs to never happen again. Because, of course, Aubameyang was not playing in his position and not playing in favour of his position. So I hope Mikel understands that he should never do that again. However, whenever a chance is created, you have to take it. You have to. Simple as.
Let me just cover there, yeah? Okay. I've done my research before coming on it, yeah? All right, cool. Premier League last season, yeah, big chances scored. Firmino had 6. Gabriel Jesus had 10. Aubameyang scored 17, yeah? Big chances missed. Firmino missed 20. Jesus missed 24. Aubameyang missed 10. this season so far, there's been 0 big chances created. Yeah. Obviously, the ball came to him against Man City. He shot it straight at Edison. He should have scored, but it wasn't exactly a chance that was created. If you look at all the other strikers that's been scoring so far, like so Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Song, Harry Kane, and all that, they've all had over 5 big chances created for them. There's no creativity in this team at the moment. But the solution to that is to put Aubameyang through the middle, which obviously he's not a winger. He can't. His dribbling ain't like that, where he's going to take on 4 or 5 men and go and score and put one in the top bins. That's not his game. Aubameyang is the sort of striker that he goes missing out the game, and that kind of helps him sometimes because the fullback ends up forgetting him sometimes, and I feel that's how he gets his goals. But the fact that we're trying to accommodate Willian is a bit absurd for me. Like, you don't put your best player on 350k a week and then keep him out wide to accommodate some pensioner. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, sorry. All right, guys. Sorry, I just have to say, when you're not speaking, mute your mic because I think we're getting a bit of feedback there. But okay, so you're calling Willian a pensioner, fine. We're saying that Aubameyang has his big chances, but when given the big chances, he scores, and he hasn't had them this season. That's fine, but 1 goal in 5 games, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. And yes, I understand we don't have the creativity. Yes, I understand that we need that player in between the lines. We've only got a 2-man midfield. Yes, I understand that Willian played in a false 9 only 1 time. Let's be fair. But am I the only one that should be looking for a little bit more? And the thing is, it's not just the fact that he's not scoring the goals. It's the performances generally. And I just wonder, am I the only one who's concerned about the performances thereof?
I will say I'm concerned, but you have to remember, it's only 5 games in. All we need is a bit of a tweak to the system and the players to be a bit more brave and start using a bit more initiative. Because what I find with this generation and a lot of this Arsenal squad is they don't tend to use their initiative and try to take the game by the scruff of the neck. Example, like for instance, sometimes you can run at your man, take him on. Sometimes you can run off the ball to make diversion runs to open up space. Sometimes when I watch this Arsenal team, I feel like we go for the more safe options, and that's where we come unstuck. Because there was a time where Aubameyang must have got the ball from Saka, just at the halfway line. He could have drive, but instead he chose to do a inside ball to Willian, and that broke down the chance. But if he had used his initiative and just run at his man, we could have got more players forward where we could have been a lot more dangerous.
Listen, the simple answer is the way we play, the way we're set up, we ask our wide forwards to come back and defend, which does not benefit the likes of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang or Pepe when we're attacking, because their starting positions are so deep that when it's time to attack, it's easy for the defense to catch up to them because they're not already in an attacking third. They're waiting almost inside our own box to get back and attack. Because you see sometimes Aubameyang will help out and come so far back. He's almost playing left wing back at times. And yes, Arteta can be criticized for that, but at the end of the day, it's changed our whole defense. As much as we're not creating chances, we are the second best defense in the league right now. And that is something that we can look at and say to ourselves, we've only conceded 6 goals. We don't have the creativity, but from somewhere where we've taken away, our biggest Achilles heel, which was our defense, has become our biggest strength. And you know what? You guys need to understand that sometimes when you take away something so big to your attack, you sacrifice to make your defense better. And that's what we've done. And you know what? If Aubameyang is going to be playing as a striker, he will be isolated. And he's not good enough hold-up play to be a striker. The reason why he was scoring so much goals was because Lacazette was helping him by dropping deep and filling the space so Aubameyang would have more freedom up front.
Hold on. What I'm going to say about that is, it's not that Aubameyang can't play up top. It's how you're going to play to accommodate him. If you look at the likes of Leicester City, they get the ball forward a lot quicker in between the lines. So Vardy can run onto the ball. But with the way Arteta wants to play, you want someone who's going to sit in the middle and can dictate the play and get on the ball, play balls around the corner. That's not Aubameyang's game. in order to get the best out of Aubameyang, you got to play to Aubameyang's strength. So it's not that you can't play as a striker. Don't say that, please.
Right, but you say that it is a commonly held view that Aubameyang can't really play through the middle. I'm not sure why, because
how you play.
He's done it at Dortmund, and he scored a hell of a lot of goals when he did it that season. But since he's come to Arsenal, has he even had like a consistent run of games in the middle? I swear it's always been him and Lacazette interchanging, and if not, he's played on the right. If not, he's played on the left. So, I mean, if all managers can see it, surely that means that there's something in it, no?
I don't think it's something in it. I just think it's the way the manager wants to play. Like a lot of managers these days that play football, these modern day managers, they like their strikers to come and get the ball, spin off, make the run. That's how you draw centre backs out of the play. You know what I mean? But if you look at the likes of Leicester and the way they play to accommodate Vardy's been doing this for what, the last 3-4 years. So they're the same sort of profile. Okay, they're not different profile, but obviously we choose Lacazette because Lacazette is good at link-up play, but Lacazette doesn't have that passion to get goals. Let's face it. Same as Bobby Firmino. They ain't got the passion to score goals. They're not strikers.
Listen, Lacazette playing as a striker benefited Aubameyang so much because Aubameyang, as a left-sided attacker, he gets to play as an inside forward. He's not asked to do as much of the hold-up. He's not asked to do as much of those things in and around the box. But what he is able to do is he's able to get into a one-on-one position against the right back or the right-sided center back, and he's able to run at them when we pass him those through balls. It's happened a couple times here and there. Near the end of the season, we've seen it a lot more. But one thing that we have noticed is a lot of his goal contributions last year came from that left side of attack. And when he plays from the left, you know what? He offers us more than when he plays up front by him, because he's almost isolated when he plays up front. When he plays on the left, he gets a lot of service from those one-off passes from Lacazette or someone like David Luiz giving him a through ball, or especially the most important one. Don't forget Kieran Tierney's through balls over the top to Aubameyang into the channel. That is a big part of our game.
I'm not denying that.
Let me come to Sam on this one. Amir Nail, I think I've pronounced it. I hope I've pronounced it right and I haven't butchered your name. We've been calling out for a strong defense, and Arteta has actually fixed that to an extent. We are hard to beat now. Attacking wise, we are not yet going strong, but give it time. So I guess the question is, are you happy to continue sacrificing the attack in order for us to have defensive solidity? Whichever one of you wants to take it on first, but I'm coming to both of you.
I'll go first. I think really, I don't care how we play as long as we win games. You know, for so many years we've been playing good football, and we've just been losing games. Like on the Arsene Wenger on the latter stages, like late 2000s, early 2010s, where we'll try to play attacking football and we'll play this beautiful football, pass around, and at the end of the game we'll lose it. We'll always build a game. And it was always defense for how many years that the defense held us back. And now that someone's come in and given us a good defense, now we're complaining about the attack. I mean, it's not a win-win situation here. I'd rather really now play bad football and win than play attacking football and say, oh, no, we didn't deserve to lose today. You know what? It's at the end of the day, the result matters. And if we play like this, I don't mind as long as we get results.
I can't lie. That is shocking to me. Sam, sorry. Speak, sorry.
You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted, sorry.
Sorry. I get what you're saying in terms of cool. I don't care however we play, as long as we win, we win. However, we're sacrificing our attack to move into a more defensive structure. You see, in a match with City, Saka, he's our number 7. He's supposed to be the one who's a threat moving forward in the wings. But he spent most of the night defending. He shouldn't be doing that. He should not be doing that. And I feel like the transition that we have between attack and midfield our attack between defense, midfield, and it's just a mess at the moment, I think, personally. Because the way City were playing, they made it so difficult for us to pass the ball between the lines because we were not effective moving the ball forward. And I feel like, cool, our defense, we've corrected it in some way, but now our attack is dwindling. So I feel like if we can't attack what we're supposed to do, because goals are not coming. Even though, yeah, we're not conceding as much, we still need goals. Yeah.
This is not new. This happened last year. Last year under Emery, don't forget, we were a set piece team for the beginning of the season. We did not score a lot of goals at the beginning of the season. We depended on set pieces so much. If you guys don't remember that Palace game, it was 2 set pieces, and we ended up getting that lead. We were so pissed that we ended up drawing that game at home. But majority of those games at the early end of Emery's reign, Aubameyang was scoring goals, yes. But most of the goals from the rest of the team were set pieces. Our defenders were our leading goal scorers. We did not have a lot of goals in this team. Guess what? Our whole midfield combined last year in the league scored 3 goals. That is not Aubameyang's fault.
It's not. You know what? Yeah, it's not so much the system that pissed me off in that game. Yeah, it's more the energy. I felt we lacked optimism, like to go forward. Sometimes when
I agree.
We're gonna get to it. I promise you, we're gonna get to it. Just hold that thought. Before we move on to it, though, just let me ask. You're all Arteta for one day. You have a big match.
Mm-hmm.
How are you solving this Aubameyang conundrum? Because I don't care what you guys say. Since the contract, the motivation is gone for me. It's not the same. He doesn't care as much as he did before. He's not playing like he was. He's not carrying the team. He doesn't carry the same threat. And you can tell me, oh, he's a defensive. I don't care. It's not the same.
You know what it is, though? I felt he was promised things, and I feel like he's got a strop right now. I don't feel we strengthened the way we probably promised him he was going to strengthen. And I feel that's playing on his mind a bit. Honestly, I don't think Aubameyang was going into this season thinking after the transfer window closes, we're going to still be playing in a back 3. Like, he's one of the best finishers in the league. I'm sure he wants chances to be getting created, like a galore of chances to be coming to him. And he's not going to be getting that from this midfield.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, even when I was watching the City game, like, he just looked so frustrated. Like, and if a man like that is being frustrated, something's wrong. We've got to correct that.
But if we're looking at the team, it has been strengthened though. We got Partey, and there's so much hype around Partey. Some of it I don't even think is as deserved as I think as he's getting. But there's so much support there. We got Gabriel, we got Willian, who people are saying is a Chelsea good player. Yeah, some people are saying he's good, but who knows? But there have been reinforcements. So what more?
There's been reinforcements, but it was a half-hearted job. It was half-hearted. Like, Arsenal do this on countless of seasons that's gone by. Yeah, we tend to go and do the job, but we don't actually get the job done. We knew we needed Partey. Yeah, we knew we needed someone who's going to be creative. I understand. I don't know what was the circumstances to not getting Aouar, but if you couldn't have got Aouar, you should have went and looked for someone else who could come and give you that creative edge. None of this Ceballos, Xhaka. That's all that's happened. We need someone who's going to move the ball forward, take it on the half turn, take it in between the half space, and get at the City's defense. Because City had a novice of a defender of this league, and we did not test it. And why is that? Mm-hmm. There's no initiative coming from the midfield or attacking forward to get into good position.
Okay, cool. You know what? That is a nice little segue into the next part that I was going to discuss. And that is Ceballos. The conundrum that is Dani Ceballos. And this week, one of my, I should say former closest friends told me that he doesn't rate Ceballos. And I had to lock him off after that because I don't understand how any Arsenal supporter could genuinely say that they don't rate Ceballos. Because I think he gives us creativity where we're otherwise lacking. I think that he creates play out of nothing sometimes. And considering he operates in a 2-man midfield and not even a 3, I think he's doing a fantastic job. But part of me can kind of see why he's saying it. What is the solution with Partey, Xhaka, Ceballos El Neni, and all these other midfielders that we have, what? In fact, first of all, I even want to ask: do you not rate Ceballos? Is that what
I
you
rate Ceballos.
100%.
I do.
He's a
I do.
baller.
Like
And you know what?
if you watch him from his time before he came to the Prem, when he's at Real Betis and everything, you'll see what Danny is about. When Spain under 21 won the Euros, you saw what Danny Ceballos was about. He's being used in the midfield too. So let's be honest here, it's not easy to play as a midfield two in this formation. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got to create the right system going forward to get the best out of all these players. Even though I don't think some of these players should be here, but obviously that is the circumstances until the next window. But we've got to make the best of what we've got right now.
Okay. Sam, Sam in the red Arsenal top, what do you believe Ceballos does? What does he bring to the team?
I agree with what you said before. He's the one that actually is probably our most creative defender, and he is the one that actually does the most in terms of forward runs and bringing the ball forward more than anybody. So I feel like if the midfield, the best possible midfield that I'd hope for would be Ceballos, Partey, and Xhaka. El Neni can go. Don't really care about him.
Oh.
He can go. And I don't want anyone to tell me, yeah, he's done this, he's improved under Arteta, blah, blah, blah. I don't care.
Listen,
But
it's
you
what
need
we've got
options.
right now.
One second. Samuel, you need options. At the end of the day, we make fun of other teams when they don't have options. Samantha, El Neni might not be great. He might not be the player we want. But at the end of the day, he's our fourth choice midfielder. That's what we have. You're going to play Willick over him? You're going to play young Azizi from the academy? Who else do we have?
Listen,
I would.
They would go.
Okay, I rate Aziz, but I don't think he's ready. Let's be honest, we haven't seen him play yet. We have to see these guys
we still
play.
have Smith Rowe. We still have him.
I think he's gonna play. I honestly think Emil Smith Rowe is gonna end up becoming our number 10 at some point this season.
He is gonna play. He's definitely gonna play. That's why I said
He's definitely gonna play. Mm-hmm.
I don't feel Arteta's gonna continue with the system. Otherwise, I don't think he would have kept Emil Smith Rowe, because where do you accommodate Emil Smith Rowe in this formation? He doesn't get in. So that's why I feel like he's gonna change. I just think the City game came a bit too soon for Partey and too soon changed the system. That's what I think.
You know, call me crazy. Play a 3 in the midfield with Saka as a midfielder on the left.
I don't think it's crazy, bro.
And put Xhaka in the middle as DM. Put Thomas Partey box to box, and you kind of have it's not going to be fluent. It's not going to be fluent, but it's going to be like a rotation between what we already have and how we're already playing with the back 3, and it's going to be rotating the way it is already. It's kind of the same formation, but you just take Ceballos out and you put Partey in.
Igal, I am old enough to know that if you do the same thing over and over again and it doesn't bang,
It doesn't work.
I've seen Xhaka play DM.
Yeah.
Numerous
You know what?
failed horribly. I'm not doing that again. I'm sorry. Go on, Sammy.
You know what? I understand what Igal's coming from about the midfield 3. What I would was switch Granit Xhaka with Thomas Partey and get Partey same DM role, because if you see him at Atletico Madrid, he was an animal. An absolute animal on DM, you know. He was breaking up passes, you know, constantly carrying the ball forwards. And for play Granit Xhaka and where he's supposed to play, ever since we bought him, he hasn't been playing in this position except for like a couple of games, which is more of a CM role, like more of a box-to-box midfielder. And you know, you can give him the freedom and take the shackles off Xhaka. He can be a really good player. I mean, you know, he can score goals. I mean, one banger every season, but you know, during Emery, you know, during that so-called honeymoon period, you know, Granit Xhaka was one of our best players, you know, and he was given the freedom to march forward and, you know, constantly attack and be, you know, take the shackles off and be a creative player. So honestly, I understand where Igal's come from, and I kind of agree with that lineup, but we've got to accommodate Danny Ceballos as well, because I think I would rather have Ceballos over Xhaka any day of the week. But the thing, it depends on the opponent as well. Say if we're playing a Burnley away, and then we have a midfielder, Partey, Xhaka, and Saka. We could easily bring one of them off out of Partey or Xhaka to accommodate Danny Ceballos and try to break defenses down. So, you know what? That's team.
What I will say is Xhaka plays a lot better when he plays for Switzerland, because he's allowed that freedom to go forward. I feel like we missed the trick. As I said, it's coming back to just missing the trick of adding the right quality and personnel this summer. That's what we messed up on. Like, even if we went and got Ibrahim Darlow that's gone Southampton, we would have had a better midfield right now because he would just sit and clean up, which will allow the likes of Partey to go about his business, and then have Ceballos or Xhaka in there to just get on the ball and go forward without worrying that they got too much defensive duties.
So if we can all see how good Ceballos is and how integral he is to the system, why is it that rival fans, number one, can't see why he's good? In fact, they don't rate him at all. And you know what, Samuel, I'm going to let you have the saying because I know you
What
love
are they on about?
these rival beefs.
Listen, rival fans, they will chat all the talk, but they never watch Arsenal play. For example, a lot of Chelsea fans, I have no issues with Chelsea fans, but always criticizing Arsenal the way they play. I mean, if we have to look at all the 38 game stretch as Arsenal fans, or even including Europa League, over 50 games a season, you don't see the stuff that we see. And honestly, some people say Mikel Southgate, Mikel Arteta's hand has been forced to play this formation because he hasn't got the personnel he wants. Some people see he's pragmatic. I can only see him being pragmatic against teams that are far better, and you can see half the league is better than us. So I understand his pragmatism, but his hand has been forced into this, and some rival fans need to accept that Arsenal are work in progress. Yes, he banter us now. I'm fine with the banter. All of this. Yes, we're 8th place FC, no Champions League trophy. You can go on all about that, but honestly, we don't care. We honestly don't care. We're just gonna focus on our team and how we progress in the future.
Let me get on this. You guys, all you rival fans, keep talking about Arsenal, but you don't know our team as much as we know our team. So when we tell you guys, bringing Dani Ceballos back on a loan where we spent no money to actually bring him in, just his wages, that's a good deal. And anyone who tells me otherwise, you're absolutely smoking something because I don't know what you're talking about. How are you going to tell me bringing in a man who's playing who can't get a game at Real Madrid? Yes, but at the same time, when he comes to Arsenal, look at our options. He's 10 times better than some of the players that we have. So that makes sense to bring him in. And when you talk about Kovacic and all these other guys, they keep going about, oh, Kovacic is the best thing since sliced bread, this, that. What has he really done? My guy, you guys keep talking about Kovacic, comparing him to one of the best midfielders in the league, this, that. In comparison, what has Kovacic done this season? Does he even have a goal contribution? Where I don't know about you guys, but if you watch that West Ham game, if it wasn't for Dani Ceballos coming out of that midfield, driving deep and giving that ball to right after Saka passed him the ball, I never seen Kovacic do that. And this is the kind of guy that he could be. If we give him those opportunities to play forward up, even that Sheffield United game in the league, in the FA Cup, you don't see Kovacic coming up and winning games for Chelsea. So guys keep talking about midfielders. You don't watch our players play. You don't watch our team. At the end of the day, the best judgment is the person who watches them day in, day out, and we watch them day in, day out. We might have glasses on that support our team, but at the end of the day, we know them better than you guys do. So don't bring that smoke ever again.
Arsenal fans have a tendency to kind of,
get carried away.
Players that don't really deserve to be gassed up.
I'm not gassing him up. I'm just saying stats. What he does for Arsenal right now, he's been restricted. You give him the freedom to do what he can do. You've seen what he can do for the under-23s. You've seen what he can do for other things. Nobody's gassing Ceballos right now. I'm just saying, strictly, he's better than what we have. And bringing him into this team, if you can't tell me he didn't perform well second half against Liverpool. You can't tell me against Man City the other day he was probably our best midfielder. No one can debate that. He's been performing nonstop since lockdown, and he's been our best midfielder. I like Xhaka, and that's another story. But you know what? Ceballos has been good for us, and no one can tell me otherwise.
Samantha, that's Kovacic walk into Arsenal's team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
Is that simple?
He does.
Honestly.
Without a doubt.
So who's taking out? Not Ceballos. It's Xhaka, right?
Xhaka. You take Xhaka out easily.
You're not taking Ceballos out.
It's him.
You take Xhaka out. If anyone is Xhaka.
Xhaka could go.
Listen, Xhaka is that bad, yeah? I would even put David Luiz there. That's how bad he is.
Listen.
That's how bad he is.
Someone needs to stand up for this guy. Listen, Xhaka, we've seen how integral he is to registering the play and building up from the back and everything. He's integral to changing the possession. We've missed him in certain games that he was not available.
I'm not denying that.
Don't forget the Brighton game. Don't forget the Brighton game. What happened?
I'm not denying the midfield does crumble when he's not there, but he's not the answer. He's not the answer. There needs to be upgrades. There needs to be upgrades. You know when you got iPhone, when you had the iPhone 6, yeah, and it's just done out. Like you just need to go and dash it and go get new. Get the new thing in. You know what I mean? Like Xhaka is done. Like there's times when he's on the ball, and I'm just thinking, please, yes, just go. He doesn't believe in himself to even take the ball and drive.
He's struggling for his starting position right now. Struggling.
Honestly.
You know what? Honestly, I've seen Mikel Arteta keeping him for a long time because, you know, he's a player that fits his system.
Because he likes him. That's the only reason.
Guys, I'm sorry. I tried. But let's be honest. Granit Xhaka he's our best midfielder. And I'm gonna put that to you. He's better
with Partey there.
No. Before Partey.
Okay, all right. Remove Partey.
Wait, you're saying before Partey, Xhaka was our best midfielder?
100%.
Consistently, he would give us a 7 or 6 out of 10 every game, where other guys would go fluctuate too much. So consistency-wise, you know what you're going to get from him. He's not going to be amazing, but he's not going to be shit.
That doesn't say much, though. When you look back at chances that he's created last season, forward passes, it doesn't say much. It's just that he gives us a lot more solidity in midfield. That's it. That's the only thing he offers us. A bit more solidity.
You say that, but he's played the most. You say that, but he plays the most forward passes from an Arsenal team. No one plays more forward passes than Xhaka.
Cool. You can play forward. Hold on. But that's how I'm gonna shut that out. That's how I'm gonna shut this down though, because you can play forward passes, but are they penetrable though? Where is it going? What's your imagination from you passing the ball? You can play a pass to someone with no purpose, you know. Honestly.
Okay.
Are you playing a pass to someone who's got 2 men on him? What's the use of that?
Let me just counter that. The game against Liverpool, and that's the best and most recent example I have. He broke 1 or 2 lines, and we scored from that resulting pass.
He could basically do it. No one's saying that though. It's like Bellerin. Bellerin assisted twice against Sheffield United. There's players who can once in a while do something good. They're football players. They're professionals. They can once in a while do something good. It's just how consistently you're doing it.
Listen, if he can make a fair point, if Granit Xhaka plays bad, then the whole team plays bad. And when Granit Xhaka's on it, everyone else is on it. So when that Granit Xhaka is on fire, everyone else is on fire. I mean, for example, in the FA Cup, in the final to the semi and the final, where against Man City, this guy was on fire. And look at everyone else. Everyone was just playing the game of their lives, you know, putting their bodies in the line. And Granit Xhaka, was the real leader on the pitch that day. You know, he put his body on the line, you know, against Man City and, you know, against De Bruyne, against Gundogan, against Mahrez. This guy was putting his body first.
How many times does he duck out the way, though?
Never.
Every positive you give Granit Xhaka, you can bring a negative, innit? Let's just be real. For every positive, he brings a negative.
But then you guys, let's be honest, fans would stick their nose up at us possibly signing Jorginho, but at the same time, you're making fun of Xhaka. So either way,
no. It's not that. It's not that though. It's you see how clubs like Liverpool, they identify with the personnel they need. If you're going to bring Jorginho in, just Jorginho, then it's not going to work because who's going to actually have the legs in there for him?
No, nobody. Partey, maybe. Let me just read out this super chat. It's from TD Shifts. He said, Adam, can I get the link to the stream? Let me tell you, follow me on Twitter at TFO Show. I'll send you the link now and you can jump on and tell us how excellent Granit Xhaka really is. And if you're going to tell me anything other than that, then don't bother coming on. Yeah? Simple.
So we've got to make the best. We've got to make the best of a bad situation on the. You know, we have to accept for the season. It's part of the process is of Granit Xhaka is, you know, he could help us get top 4, but winning titles, he's not on it. Because if you look at the title winning teams from the 2000s and the 90s, you know, we had Petit, Vieira, and, you know, all these world class midfielders, Ljungberg. Would you say Granit Xhaka would do that, get into that team? And there's no chance. So Granit Xhaka is a top 4 quality player, like when we had our Shamax in midfield, but he's not a title winning quality midfielder.
Fair. And that is the final word. We're going to move on to the next part. Arsenal versus Manchester City. I want to get now that we've had time for the dust to settle, we've sat down and thought about the game. I want to talk to you about that. And we suffered a somewhat humbling defeat against Manchester City, a 1-0 loss where we rarely troubled Manchester City, but we did manage to create 2 clear-cut opportunities. Now, for me, it's difficult to gauge just how Arsenal fans actually feel about the game because there are a few positives that we could take. Yet we know that long-term, this isn't really, or I believe this isn't really the way Arteta would like his team to play. So I want to know, are there any positives at all? And Samantha, you go. Are there any positives at all that you can take from this game?
Barely. Okay, my positives from the game are Gabriel. He is honestly doing time and a half as our centre back. Honestly, I appreciate him so much. I feel like he solidifies our defense in some way. Weirdly, I'm gonna say it, better than Louise. Don't shoot me, please. But
no, we're not shooting you. That's
listen. There's gonna be people that will shoot me. Trust me.
He's trash.
Saka as well. I feel like he was excellent. Honestly, even though that shot did get denied by Edison, which was a good save. He's definitely, as I said before, he's a threat moving forward. Honestly, and the issue that I said before is that he spent too much time defending. And that's what we don't have any progression moving forward. We had such an issue moving the ball forward. The press, we got denied. We weren't even able to press like that. There was hardly any press. And the way the City's press was, they had Aguero, Sterling, Foden just coming to attack us, and we were done. And then Bellerin out here doing stupidity with his poor positioning. I swear, if I get into Bellerin, honestly.
Eat it. Come on, go in the Bellerin. What's wrong with him?
Yeah, go on.
You see, with Bellerin, it's like he could have been the one to clear that Sterling goal, but he was just not switched on. He was not switched on. And I feel like he has these moments where he's intuitive, but then the next week he's off. And I'm like, fam, I need consistency. Like, come on, Bellerin. Otherwise, I'm going to have Maitland-Niles. Simple as. And he should be starting if that's the case. But I feel like the game, as you said, did humble us a lot because I didn't feel satisfied. I still felt like it was a 3-0 loss.
That's fair. We you know what? We've got Lee Gunner in the chat, and he said a comment here, that says the positive is that it's one game closer to.
Oh my!
I said it's one game closer to Mikel Southgate getting potted. Okay.
No, it's not that deep. Not that deep.
Is it a positive? In fact, no. Let me come, Gal. I'm gonna do something here that might cause you to explode. I want you to give me the negatives from the game, if that's possible for someone like yourself.
Rob Holding getting injured was one.
Okay.
Let's be honest. Rob Holding played majority of the minutes during the season for us so far, and he did have decent games. He gave us decent performances, and him getting injured means that now David Luiz has to slot into that right side of the defense. And let's be honest, we were all kind of nervous certain times when things happen with David Luiz. He's hot and cold. He almost conceded an own goal. It's a worrying thing, and this might mean that we might give a chance to Saliba to come into the team sooner than later with Rob Holding getting injured. But you can see it both ways. It's very much a negative, but hey, you could flip it into the other way and say it could turn into a positive if Saliba turns out to be what we expected him to be. And another negative, we just can't seem to. Leno keeps always doing this. He always takes a shot, and instead of pushing it out, he pushes it back into play, and he allows a player to get a second chance. And that is something that I don't like.
I've been saying that.
I was on
Leno's case. Hold
on a minute. TD, I've sent you the link on your Twitter DM. So yeah, go link that. I didn't even know we had Insta, bro. So thank you for letting me know that TFO had it. Anyway, yeah. So Igal, talk to me about Leno, because there's a lot of people saying that we sold the wrong goalie. What are you saying?
Yo, we sold the wrong guy. Let's be honest. Martinez is my guy. Like, I like Martinez. I'm telling you this. Martinez, to me, there's a reason why the man has three clean sheets already for Aston Villa. The best defense in the league. Two goals conceded in 4 games, right? Oh my God. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm looking at Aston Villa and I'm like, Martinez would not have given Raheem Sterling a second chance. He would have got that ball stuck to him like super glue. And there was no way that goal that we conceded against Liverpool when Mane got in and the ball went deflected off of Leno, that would have never happened if it was Martinez. Another situation, when you look at what happened against Sheffield United, it was a wonderful goal from McBurney. But do you think Martinez maybe could do something better? He is taller. He has a longer reach. Maybe he could reach it. I'm just saying. As a club, we should have never sold him.
Be onto Mikel Arteta or Mikel Pulis as Claude so beautifully named him. Shouldn't we be onto him for selling him in the first place?
No,
Mikel
listen
Pulis.
here.
Wait. What the hell are you talking about, Mikel Pulis? You guys wanted Arsene Wenger out. You guys wanted Emery out. Now you guys want Arteta out.
Ignore them, man. Ignore them.
What is wrong with these guys? You guys are all delusional. And you call me deluded. What do you think?
You're wasting your time.
No. Wait. If the team, listen to me clearly. If the team is this bad and every single player you call trash, then what is a manager really going to do? One manager going to do to change all those players? Get your heads right.
Listen.
For God's sake, these guys are crazy.
Well, as I was saying, Samuel, if we had a choice you have a choice between one chocolate bar and another chocolate bar. Yeah, mm-hmm. You sell this chocolate bar to some guy on the street, and then you're annoyed because he makes millions off that chocolate bar because he sells it to someone else. Aren't you going to kick yourself for thinking I've sold the wrong chocolate bar? Or are you going to get upset at the chocolate bar for not performing the way it was supposed to be performing? Or tasting the way it was supposed to be tasting?
Listen, what I would say is people are looking at Leno now with a magnifying glass, There's more pressure being put on Leno, people mourning about the wrong goalkeeper. Listen, there's nothing we can do now. Emi Martinez has been sold, and we have to back our goalkeeper, and Leno is my number one. I know people will say Martinez is all the better goalkeeper, but ever since Martinez came into the team, I still wanted Leno back, and I always feel that Leno is the number one. And Mikel Arteta clearly felt that Leno was his number one, and he was meant to be the right player for him. And I completely back Mikel Arteta, and I'll back Mikel Arteta all the way until I see he's been proving me right so far. That not proving me right. He's been proven wrong, but on the future, I think he'll be proven right by keeping Leno. Leno is a good shot stopper. There's no denying that. Maybe he's a better shot stopper than Martinez, but this is a goalkeeper's role is to save shots.
He's not a good shot stopper. He's not.
Apparently he doesn't like my analogies. I thought that was fantastic. Listen. That's just me. We have TV shifts here. How you doing, sir?
How you going, Adam? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Where do you live, TD?
Australia.
Oh. What time is it there?
It's like 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, thank you so much for joining. You really love Arsenal, clearly.
Yeah.
Okay, talk to me. What do you want to say? Let me know.
I just want to say that I think the disrespect that Leno gets is not right. Honestly, I think
seriously.
If you look at the shot that Leno actually stopped, he pushed it to the side. It was a very fast-paced shot to his left, and all you can do from a goalkeeper is to get a hand on it, and try and say that he was at fault for that is ridiculous. So, I think if you look at what our two players of the season last season, Aubameyang and Leno, were certainly the first two on the list, along with Saka being third on the list, if I remember correctly. So, I think there's disrespect to put him same category as Martinez, where Martinez had 15 games, and Leno's played a full season. It's just it's not right.
Okay, I hear it, but do you not think that we have the right as fans to really question whether he made the right decision? Or do you
Listen.
in fact think that there's more pressure on Leno because of the situation with the two goalkeepers?
I think Leno's under serious pressure. I think after Martinez has performed well, I think he needs to step his game up. Certainly, I think he has, and I think he will continue to improve because I think he wants to show Mikel that he made the right choice, and I think Martinez wanted to play first team football, and he said he came out and said he wanted to play first team football, and unfortunately Mikel couldn't guarantee that, so that's why he moved to Aston Villa.
Bro. So, hey, Adam, let me comment on this.
Go on.
Wait, what's the keeper's job to do, yeah? When you're making a shot? Making a stop.
Yeah.
When you're making a stop, yeah? You're meant to push it out of danger, yeah? Far too many times I've seen Leno parry a ball back into dangerous space, yeah? And on occasions, we're lucky because we've got an oncoming defender to clear it. Half of the time, if the defender's not there, someone follows up a shot. That's not good goalkeeping for me. You either got to keep it under control or you push it out for a corner or something. That's not good keeper. You don't see Ederson doing that. You rarely see Ederson doing that. That's not a top keeper. Leonard doesn't even come in the top 6. He's like 7th right now.
No. Absolutely, no, it's not. He's top 3 in the Premier League. He's top 3,
God.
and if you talk about Alisson not making those mistakes, but yeah, Alisson passed the ball to Robertson, and he got ball nicked off it by a guy that's half his weight, and he shot past him. So
you're not listening to what I'm saying. Yes, keepers do that. We see many keepers do that, pass the ball out to opposition, and they get punished for it. But what I'm saying, you don't see him saving shots and parrying it back into the oncoming opponents for them to get a follow-up shot. That rarely happens.
TD, if you're saying Leno's top 3, name them. Name the 3.
Alisson, Ederson,
and then Leno.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Okay. Listen, I'm not mad at it, bro.
He's better than Dinosaur Hands. He's better than Dinosaur Hands, and he's better than any other keeper that I think Martinez is top 4.
Yeah, I think Martinez.
I do think Martinez is. I do think Martinez is better than Leno. He's better than Leno.
No, he's not.
He's the right profile for the way we're trying to play at the back. Yeah, Leno can't even get on the ball and start the play because when he passes it out to the defenders that split, he p-rolls it. That sets the tone. From you p-roll the ball to your defender, that sets the tone for the other team to press you. It does not work.
But it doesn't change the fact that Leno is actually a good goalkeeper.
He's a good goalkeeper, but he's not good enough. He's not
many times last season, bro. Many times, and we would have been in a terrible situation.
He does save us many times, but those many times that he saved it, a lot of times our oncoming defenders are one have to clear up.
And you say he passed it back to a defender. Why isn't it a defender's job to go and clear the ball? Why are we blaming Leno for that?
See, I'm a defender. Yeah? I'm a defender. No, hold on, I'm a defender. Yeah. It's not all the time you're going to be able to dictate that your keeper is going to parry it out, especially where he parried it out to. He's got to have stronger hands to push it away around the post for a corner, or he's got to cuff it and take it in his control. And he doesn't do that enough.
Yeah, but you also got.
How many times do you see Leno save the shot and actually keep control of it? Answer that question for me.
I haven't.
There you go. So then he's not a top keeper for you then.
If you're going to blame Leno for that, why don't you blame Gabriel for not really realizing that Sterling was behind him?
It's not really Gabriel's fault. If you really look at it, that was Bellerin's fault at the beginning. Bellerin should have stopped the pass from Aguero to Foden, because the pass that went to Foden, it could have easily been intercepted. But Bellerin, what he did was he got caught outside of Foden. Foden pump faked him and got inside of him, and Bellerin didn't even have a chance to defend that shot. It's Bellerin's weakness in defending and his positioning that led to that goal. Everything else that happened afterwards was a consequence of unlucky situations.
And one more thing. When he made that save, before Sterling even got onto the ball and even stroked it in, he was on the floor. He couldn't get up. He was stuck in the mud. What kind of reaction is that? If he had managed to get back on his feet, he could have set himself to even save it again.
So
and it's harsh to get on Gabriel for that, because Gabriel was caught in two minds.
But Egal, that's my point. It was a consequence of a lot of actions. You can't just blame Leonard for that individual
No
mistake
one's
when
saying that.
Bellerin was
We're
the one who
not.
got to.
No one's saying that. We're gonna get onto Bellerin. We're gonna get onto Bellerin.
I mean,
But the topic was
what more is there to
Leonard.
talk about Bellerin, the fashionista, the fashion icon? You know, one thing I do want to
Zoolander, man, Zoolander.
Bellerin, his shorts on Saturday, was so high.
High
It
pants.
was so
High
high.
pants.
I said, I know he has a wedgie. I know he does.
Bro,
The worst thing is,
he's on the runway. He's modeling. He's on the runway.
he wants.
He's
got that
modeling.
tattoo. He probably paid thousands of pounds for it, and he just wants to show it off every single game. Why were your shorts so high, bro? Pull them down and play football. That's all I want to see.
You know, I know he's on the modeling thing. All of a sudden, this guy thinks he's a Tierney. He's tucking his shirt in. Bro, leave it for Tierney to do, man. Just
Leave it to Tierney, please.
bro.
That's right. Okay. I just want to finish off the last little part.
Can I say one thing about Bellerin before we go?
Go on. Yeah, sure.
It's gotten to a point where there's no more protecting him as a fan. We have to just accept the fact that he is what he is. He's a fast player that gets away with certain things defensively because of his speed, and technically he's not a good defender. We've always known that. It's just he's always gotten away with it because of his speed. To me, I'm not going to defend him. What I'm going to say is as a fan base, we have to get off his back and just understand this is what he is. He's nothing better than that. This is what he is.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Can we also mention that Tottenham lost to drew their game 3-3? Can we also mention that, because that was enjoyable to watch?
Yeah. It really was. That was a huge capitulation. Terry called me when it was like 3-1 and they had 7 minutes left to go. He said they could come back here, and I said, hey, don't be so stupid. Of course they're not going to come back. Next thing I know, Lanzini.
That
What a
goal
goal,
was
though.
sensational.
What a goal though was.
Listen,
That
one thing I just say as well,
that Lanzini goal was literally, that was top bins. Honestly, if that had gone slightly over, people would have criticized him. Shot. That was a banger.
Perfect.
You see Liverpool fans, yeah? I know a lot of rival fans get at Arsenal, yeah, because they say we're toxic or we got indifferences, like. But I woke up this morning on Twitter and I see a lot of Liverpool fans saying their season's done. How weak is that mentality? You talk about Arsenal fans being weak. That mentality is sickening.
I mean,
5 games in, and you're telling me your season's done. Ridiculous. Come on, have some belief, bro.
I mean, it is though.
It's not. It's not.
Listen. Let's not focus on Tottenham. Let's not focus on Tottenham. Let's focus on the big clubs, and that's Arsenal. We should focus on ourselves at the end of the day.
Let's see if we're still big after you answer this question. Where do you think Arsenal are going to finish this season, Samuel? Please.
You know what? It's a tough one. I'm being going to be real.
Realistically.
Yeah, realistically.
Oh, you know what? I won. My heart says top 4, but my head says fifth.
Bro, I just heard you stutter so much. Then you don't you don't believe that. That's crazy. Kesh, where do you think Arsenal are finishing?
I said fifth before window's even done. My hope is that we'll be in amongst it around 4th or 5th, where we get to January and maybe we can add some added depth to the team with a bit of quality. Then hopefully we can push on to get to 4th.
Okay. Samantha, talk to me.
My heart says top 4, but my brain is saying 5th or 6th, because the way the title run is hella competitive right now, anything can happen.
Cool.
Anything can happen.
Cool. Egal, if Arteta somehow finishes below Jose, what are you saying? Are you happy? Are you annoyed?
No, the wheel's gonna fall off for Jose. At the end of the day, we already know what's gonna happen at Tottenham. We know this is Tottenham, bro. That's their history. This is what they do. They're gonna find a way to mess it up. This whole amazing window that they've had. Jose's going to lose his mind, and he's going to be out of a job by the end of the year. So let's not compare ourselves to Tottenham. We shouldn't really care about them right now. At the end of the day, we should just focus on ourselves. And that's what I care about. And you know what, Arsenal, we have a good defense. And this league, the way everyone's chipping in goals, if we can just find our way and keep chipping in and keep going, take each game at a time, don't be surprised if we finish 4th. I'm just telling people, don't be surprised. At the end of the day, I think we could do it.
Okay, cool. That is such an excellent point by the Carlo Shidada. I like that. Anyway, TD, talk to me. Where are Arsenal going to finish? You have the final word on this, sir.
We're going to finish third.
Third?
And at third, and Ollie, Tottenham's manager, and Frank Lampard will be gone by January.
I'm not hating on it, but
Wow.
So you're saying Ollie's sacked. Who else is sacked?
Ollie, Frank, and Mourinho will be gone by January.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
I'm not mad at it.
Let's be honest. It happened last year, basically, with Emery getting sacked. Who else got sacked? There was bare managers got sacked last year. So I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again.
All right.
They're already talking about Pochettino replacing Frank.
Wait, Adam, I said it in my preview show, and I'll say it again. Arsenal will get third without Thomas Partey, and if with Thomas Partey, will acknowledge third. And Frank, Mourinho, and freaking what's his face will be gone by January.
He who should not be named.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a super chat here from Sean P, who, and I think he's at you guy. He says, "Why should us fans get off Bellering's back when we have Ainsley Maitland-Niles can't sleep to make the starting 11? Are you suggesting we should ignore facts? What's that?
No.
Go on.
You know what? We should be playing Ainsley over him. But at the end of the day, if Arteta's playing the guy, I'm saying back the guy. If he's playing him, back him. You can be critical, but at the end of the day, doesn't benefit anybody. What are you doing? You're not the manager. You can't make any changes. Of course, we would love to see Ainsley starting over Bellerin because Ainsley's a better defender, and you know what? He does offer a little bit more going forward, even. But I agree with you. Bellerin is not the best player right now, and we need to replace him. I'm not saying we don't. What I'm saying is back your guys, back your team, support your club. Don't just criticize. Because we were the same people who were criticizing Arsene Wenger. We were criticizing Emery. Now we're going to criticize Arteta. What?
You say, Adam?
I was just going to say, but surely if we just back him, that's just blind loyalty. And
you know what? I'm just going to say one thing. I'm going to say one thing about people on the cartel. This is what the board wanted to do. For the past 3 managers, we didn't look at the board. We looked straight at the manager with Arsene Wenger and Unai Emery. The board want this to happen. Just look at McCartell and say, Arteta when this problem is more deeply rooted in the club. I mean, if you look at the other managers backing, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I know this summer he wasn't back, but the previous summer he spent over £150 million. Look at Frank Lampard, almost £200 million spent. Pep Guardiola, almost over £100 million, £200 million spent since he's been at City, this window. And then you look at Jurgen Klopp, yes, they saw Coutinho, but he got his targets with £60 million on Alisson, £70 million on Van Dijk. And Mikel Arteta and Arsenal are the only ones that are not getting the backing from the board. So it's not you can blame Arteta sometimes for results that we agree, but the players and the personnel, Mikel Arteta is not to blame, and the board is to be looked at.
You heard it here first.
Adam, everyone's asking me what my top 4 is, and I want to answer the question because everyone's asking. So Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Tottenham.
Liverpool without VVD.
Yeah.
You still got to expect them to do well. Come on, they won the title. Listen, Liverpool fans say they say they're the greatest Premier League team. They won the league, yeah. So just because unless you're acknowledged that you're a one-man team, then you should have no problem going about your business this season.
Fair. I like that. We've got the final super chat from Ino Mvula, and he's just paid us £1. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Listen, we had a couple of big Arsenal fans in chat. Big
can I just say, if you haven't watched Expression stream from that that game. Please do.
I've watched it.
It's amazing.
Oh,
Honestly,
but apparently-
the last
apparently you're not allowed to
5 minutes of the
celebrate
game
your
was
rivals.
his voice literally swallowed like he swallowed too much helium. He went, "It's bullshit, blood. It's bullshit."
I will go and check it out. I haven't watched the full video, but I've seen a couple.
Yeah,
Yo,
Adam,
Guys, thank you very much for coming on. Let us know. Tell everyone where they can find you. Go on, Sam.
Well, you can find me on Twitter, Samuel. Football Terrace on Twitter, you know. Always rinsing it, always going on rants, always complaining, you know where to find me on Twitter.
Go for it. And Kev, where can everyone find you?
Kesh AFC04. That's on Twitter.
Lovely. Samantha, where can they find you?
My Twitter is S4CK12, and please don't forget to subscribe to Gold Diggers UK.
Woo, 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 woo.
Boom.
You said that with so much style, by the way. Can I just?
Yeah, you guys already know. You can find me on Twitter at EG the Kid, and you know what? You can find me on YouTube at EGTV. So don't forget to subscribe to that too, gang.
Lovely. TD.
So TD_shifts on Twitter. Same AFC_shifts on Instagram if you want to message me.
Lovely.
Sure,
And,
Adam, can I just make a personal request for you to send me the stream next time you're on?
Yeah, sure. Why not? The more the merrier. And the last, we got another super chat here. It says, there is a reason why we consistently build up play through the left side. Bellerin's inability to cross the ball and his defensive frailties. Arteta needs to show his son Bellerin some tough love. What a fantastic one to feature. My name is Adam Charles. Please follow me on Twitter at TFL Show and subscribe to us on YouTube at The Fifth Official. Till next time, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Lovely.